The best NBA players use something I call mini moves or move fragments. And the cool part is this is something that you can add to your game. They're real easy to do for anyone, and they'll make you seem quicker than you are, and they'll make you a lot more shifty. And they're easy for any player to add to their game, even if you're not fast or that skilled. Let's get started. So throughout the video, I'm gonna give you lots of different specific ways to use these. And some of the best ones are gonna be at the end, but at their core is what they are is not quite full moves. So not quite a full big jab, not quite a full move like a big fake like you would normally give. We're not quite a full ball movement. We're thinking about taking entire moves and only using a smaller portion of them. And generally we're gonna use these a little bit quicker and more abrupt. And you can use these to fake or freeze defenders, making it a lot easier to beat them. So one of the first concepts or ways of thinking about these is taps. And we can do this both with the dribbles and with our feet. So a tap with a dribble could be any kind of dribble where we're changing that rhythm. And we can even potentially do that up high. But what we're thinking about is pushing that basketball as quick as we can, almost like a slap, but a little bit more controlled than that, to throw defenders timing off and be able to get past them. Or to make them think I'm gonna come this way, but then push it back this way while they're going that way. We can do this with taps with our feet by thinking about just more shorter, more abrupt jab steps, but we can also do it with just slight taps to kind of get a read on defenders and see if we can inch our way towards them or get them to bite on one all of a sudden by giving some more smaller, less aggressive ones and then giving a little bit harder one and leaning a little more into it. And you can do that from triple threat or from the dribble. And we can get creative with what part of the move we're using. So an Iverson's a great example. There's this little hezzy part here where we can make that small, tight, and aggressive and make that a move fragment. But we could also think about the end part of the movement. So we could be here slow and then make that last little part here fast. Instead of like Iverson, he would be kind of slow here and then this whole motion was fast. We could change that by coming out boom, slow, 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 and then fast at the last minute. Or we could even be fast in the middle part and then slow back down. Or we could be in the middle of a move and think about adding a little fake in a different direction and then get right back into that move. So I'm gonna start out like the Iverson, step this way and then get into it. So you can really get creative with this, but here's some more specifics. You can also think of mini moves and move fragments as more of a size up thing. So an example would be Iverson when he hit Jordan with the crossover, right? First he did a smaller Iverson cross and then he got into the big one, right? And he used that first one as more of like a move fragment. He didn't go into the full big movement. He gave a little bit of a smaller movement, didn't sell it quite as much, and he just used it to see if Jordan would bite on it. And he did. So then on the next time, he gave him the bigger one. And you could do this for literally any move. Tim Hardaway U-tap two-step, a really common move that almost everyone uses, this, right? You can use one that's just kind of like here. Okay, let's see if they bite. Boom, they did, give them the harder, bigger one. You could do the same thing with an in and out dribble. Use a little baby one and then give them the harder one. Another way you can use this is with shimmies, especially like triple threat. You can do little rip throughs, think about turning your shoulders to face your chest in one direction or the other and lean it a little bit. But again, it's not gonna be a big fake and lean, it's just a quick one. So any player can add stuff like this to instantly be a little quicker. You can even add a little jab step work in there with it, or you can even do this from the dribble. A lot of times you can use this to just give that one quick short fake to get the defender to bite, or you can use a couple of them to kind of freeze the defender. Another great way to use this is on in and outs, just having that short, abrupt one, but also just having ones where you're not even really getting the footwork involved as much and you're just doing this quick hand turn and you're using it to not let the defender know that you're gonna push the ball out here and doing it more subtly by just turning the hand, and you're not making the big motion with the ball coming in a big circle. You're just turning the wrist to get out to the side or get downhill or get a little bit of a wider angle. And you can use this to get a couple quick ones off and then get a bigger one in, or get a couple quick ones and then get a big fake that way and then get into a crossover. Some of the best players to think about in regards to these moves is Harden and Kyrie. They'll do a lot of stuff kind of down here and they'll do some quick movements like that. They'll, even pocket the ball kind of quick by pulling it up towards their hip and just giving a little jerky motion towards that direction or even this direction. And you'll notice a lot of this is happening with just real slight shifts of weight. Another little thing you could think about with your move fragments is that shift of weight by leaning onto the back foot, leaning onto the front foot, just changing slightly which foot has more weight on it and doing it quick. Again, anyone can do this because you don't really have to be fast, you have to be quick. When your feet are down and just shifting your weight, anyone can do these short movements real fast. You also see Harden and Kyrie do some of these more like baby Iverson crossovers. They're not big, they're just baby ones, but they're still aggressive. So you're not using them to size up the defender. You're using them to give a little bit of a shorter, tighter fake and then come this way. Or like Bone Collector, the street ball legend, some NBA guys will use this more kind of abrupt shot fake hezzy. It's not like the typical one everyone teaches where, you should really take your time with it. It's more boom and then go. So some of the best ways to use these in games is using the changed rhythm, come from slow to fast, maybe coming from fast to slow, and using these changes the rhythm to throw your defender's timing off. You can also use them to get a read on what your defender's gonna bite on, or you can use multiple ones to desensitize them so they think, okay, you just keep playing with me with this, and then all of a sudden, boom, you make a direction change, or boom, you go, or you shoot. Another great way you can use these is to sort of See if you can get into your defender's space little by little so you can start to get the angle where you can easily get past them. And if you take enough of these quick, short, abrupt steps, after a while they stop reacting as much, and that'll allow you to get closer to them. Or maybe they back up far and then you've got the shot. So what they allow you to do is get these hard, abrupt fakes in without having to get yourself into these really wide positions, so you're in really good position to still move well, and your handles and footwork don't have to be as elite because you don't have to commit so wide, right? And then you don't have to have that hang time to get the ball all the way out here. Have your hand change a bunch on the positioning on the basketball to push it out. You have to have it here, then come here, and have it come to the outside and swing it all the way across. This is just a little bit tighter and easier with the feet and the ball control and the balance. But you can take all of these next level with better handles and athleticism and footwork. The free work up into the comments will help you get all those things. And right here, I've got some specific moves for you. You can take those moves and turn them into mini moves or move fragments and just use little pieces of them. I'll see you in that free workout next.